Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1 Phathead Cande Roth. Looking at another cold day. You know how it's been earlier this week, the last couple days. We continue with that cold. Make sure you're bundled, please.
Oh, please. It's brutal. It's just brutal.
Yeah, I don't go out, even to walk the dogs, I don't go out without my hat and gloves.
You need everything. It's cold.
Yes, it is. Don't make me sing the Barney song again.
I don't know what you're putting on your feet, but I don't know how you can walk your dog in Crocs. I need boots.
Well, funny story, during the day, when I get back from work during the day or I'm out and about during the day, I have socks on. I then put on my outdoor backyard Crocs and I will have socks on. But in the morning, I do not sleep with socks. I will not sleep with socks.
I don't sleep with socks either. But one of the first things I do when I get up is put socks and slippers on. So if my feet are warm, the rest of me has a good chance of being warm as well.
The first thing I do in the morning is put some fleece slippers on, but I do not have socks at that time. But then, the backyard Crocs are different than the indoor slipper Crocs, obviously.
Of course they are.
Right.
But I would think those Crocs don't keep your feet warm. But what do I know?
No, but I'm only out for a couple of minutes. It's fine.
Oh, see, we're going out for like a half an hour walk, and I need boots.
No, it's not like I'm sitting at a Kansas City Chiefs game. Remember when people lost toes and fingers at the Chiefs game?
Oh, man. And now I'm reading, they don't even think the Chiefs will make the Super Bowl. I was reading that this morning.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to get into predictions for playoffs? I don't know.
Quickly, if you can do it quickly.
The Chiefs, this is not their classic team that they've had over the years. Are they good? Could they win? Do they have home field advantage? 1,000%. But they, honestly, even though they had the best record, they might not have been the best team this year. So they could lose. Absolutely could lose.
Interesting. It's going to be an interesting weekend of football.
Yeah, now the Chiefs don't play this weekend.
No, they have a bye.
Right. We already told you yesterday.
Brittany Mahomes is having a baby.
That's good. they get a week off because of the baby. That's right. Brittany Mahomes is actually due Sunday.
Yeah.
But they will induce Monday if she doesn't.
Oh boy.
And then Patrick will be free to prepare for his game next weekend. So yeah.
It's gotta be rough married to an athlete like that. Definitely makes a little crimp in your style, if you know what I mean.
I think the player wives are very close with each other. That's what I believe.
Yes, I believe that. And they have a lot of help, but it's tough when you have a new baby. Okay.
All right. Listen, you've delayed long enough. I want to hear about the hand doctor.
Oh, okay. So I go, everybody, including you, Dr. Fathead, thought I had carpal tunnel or arthritis. No, that is not what is happening to me. Now, I told you I fell down a flight of stairs almost about 4 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm,
And it did hurt my wrist, and I did have it swollen in black and blue and whatever, and I recovered. It was fine. But every now and again, I'd get this terrible pain in my wrist, but it would go away. Anyway, yesterday I went finally because I couldn't take the pain anymore, and they did x-rays, and I have a misaligned wrist bone. Either when I fell, because you have those two bones, right, on either side of your wrist. The pain I'm having is on the right side of my wrist, those two bones left and right. Okay, they should be even with each other. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
My right bone, the one that's causing me all this pain, is higher. So I got a shot of cortisone in my wrist.
Mm-hmm.
I got a better sling, not a sling, but whatever you call it.
Right.
To put on it to hold it tight, and a prescription for the super duper relief. And I go back in 5 weeks, and she said it's going to be very sore. Last night, she said expect it to, and it kept me awake. It was very sore, she said, from the shots. So I haven't really felt relief yet. I go back in 5 weeks. We're not talking surgery yet, but if I continue getting cortisone shots, which I can do every 3 months, we'll see what happens. But in the end, if this does not improve after a lengthy period of pain, I'll need surgery.
So you have bone rubbing on bone at the moment, and it's misaligned. Is that basically?
It's misaligned, so the right side, the side that hurts me, is doing most of the work with nerves or
All
whatever.
right.
It's a whole thing, and most people, it's aligned. She said you could have been born with it, but I've never had a problem. She said she doesn't know if the fall caused it. There's no way to tell if it did something that has now healed.
How does it
Anyway,
feel right now, right this
right
second?
now it's very sore. I'm holding it up in the air, and I have my what do they call it? You put it on, you strap it in so my arm
Yeah.
stays
All
steady.
right. All right.
What
Fine.
do they
Whatever
call
it
that? I
is.
can't think
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah. It's not a sling, though. You said it's.
It's not a sling, but it
All right.
holds my arm from my hand all the way up to almost my elbow. Tight.
I am sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
Her right bone is higher than her left bone.
Left bone. Her brains are bigger than
Yeah.
fat heads.
Close. I'm sorry you're going through that, but at least you got a
Yes.
diagnosis.
I did, and she's like, "Oh, Google will tell you," because Brian was with me. He's like, "Are you sure it's not carpal tunnel?" She's like, "If it's carpal tunnel, I would have just told you it's carpal tunnel."
Oh,
That's not what it
Brian.
is.
Brian should have been in the
Arthritis.
waiting room. Brian, Brian should have read a magazine, read Highlights magazine in the waiting room. Goofus and gallant. Just
He's
go.
like, she goes, "If it was carb, I would have said so. That's not what it is." She
Oh,
was
my
lovely though, so I feel safe. Like a good place that I went to, and I felt very well taken care of. And we'll keep on top of this. Hope nothing else breaks between now and then.
All right. I am happy that at least you got a diagnosis.
Now, have you ever
And-
had a cortisone shot?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I don't even know.
My girlfriend Yvonne calls me. She goes, "I have had, my body is surging with cortisone." She's had a shot in her toe, her back, her knee.
Yeah, well, athletes, when they need to get back out on the field, they'll shoot them up with cortisone, right? So,
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm not ready to get back on the field. I'm still on the IR.
all right, we'll keep an eye on you. Candy, this might make you happy, this story. Coffee drinkers live longer.
Oh, thank goodness. Let me have another sip.
Here's the catch. They tell you to stop by noon, though.
Totally. I never drink coffee past noon.
Yeah, I drink coffee
Ever.
later in the day, too. I do.
The last party I went to had a cup of coffee after dinner. Never usually do that.
So scientists tracked people's health for 10 years and split them into 3 categories. People who only drank in the morning, people who drank coffee all day, and people who didn't drink at all. The morning coffee drinkers had a 16% lower risk of dying for any reason and a 31% lower risk of heart disease compared to the non-coffee group. But the benefits disappeared for people who drank coffee all day.
I don't know how when I was in college, I lived on diet pills and coffee. I try not to eat food ever, because you're trying to lose weight, blah, blah, blah. By 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I was so sick. I felt horrible. Just drinking coffee all day. I had to stop doing that. It made me nuts.
All right, kids, just for the record, don't do in college
No.
what Candy's doing, what
No.
she did.
What I did.
Because when she was in college, Ronald Reagan was president, okay? It's a different time. Is that okay to say?
Yes, say away. Say away.
Listen, you're
I'm
going to
thinking
tell.
It was a little before Ronald Reagan, but hey.
Oh boy, the great Jimmy Carter was, who is being
started
laid to
college.
rest. Yes.
Fall of 1977. You do the math.
All right. Well, Jimmy Carter. You were in college during the 4 years of Jimmy Carter. Then there you go. 77, right?
I graduated in 3 years because I'm so brilliant.
Yeah.
So I graduated in 1980. So yeah.
All right. Well, don't do the diet pills and the coffee. Please eat.
No. Oh,
All right. Thank you. All right. We have plenty more to do. We're going to tell you about some unusual 911 calls from last year. We've got that
boy.
list. A class, I think it's in England, at a college in England. You're not going to, well, you will believe that there is a class for this, but you're not going to believe it. It's just, the world we live in. We'll get to that.
all right.
I want to tell you about Elijah's cooking. We will discuss that shortly.
Looked yummy. Saw a video.
I have another a Netflix review, but you need to watch this, okay? I'm going to get to it as well. We'll do that next at 7:47. Plenty more Bald and the Beautiful about 8:12 and National Days and Good News Stories late 8 o'clock hour. Another cold one today. Bundle up. Phathead and Cande, My Country, 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.